Hi, it's Andrew here again, the Amazon expert. Now we're looking at your storage cost, and we're looking at this if you're using paid fulfillment services where you're storing units by a shelf. Now, in one of the previous videos, you'll have known that we touched on this and I said I'd do a deep dive into it for you. Now, this is a very short video and it's very much a deep dive, but I'm going to show you exactly how to work out the daily cost that you need to add on for the storage of an item over a period of time. So it's back to the computer. Let's go. Okay guys, let's start here. So we're going to have an assumption here, and I'm keeping it fairly simple, that you've got 100 units that you're sending into a fulfillment house. You're having 15 sales per week, and you've got 7 weeks before you send in your replenishment, which would then take it up. So let's say your cost per item per week is 9, whether it's pence, cents, whatever the currency. So it's 9. So 100 units go in at week 1 and you're going to be charged 9 for it. You're going to sell 15 units and you're going to go down to 85 for week 2. Now bear in mind you're going to be charged on a daily rate, so you can break this down to the day if you wish. I would prefer to go weekly so that it gives me an idea. If you are that focused that you need a daily rate, then you can drill it down to the next level, fairly straightforward. So then you'll know roughly how many you're selling per day. So that would give you 765 for that week. So week 3, that's going to give you 630, etc., etc. So those 100 units are going to have a different cost over that period of time. Right down so that it's just down to 0.9 on week 7 before your replenishment goes in. So you can work out what it's going to cost. So let's just have a look here at what that actually does. And I've done this in a fairly straightforward way. So that's going to give you a total cost over the 7 weeks of somewhere in the region of 34.65 for those 100 products. So that is going to give you a further cost of 71.71 per day. So there's 49 days over the 7 weeks. So that's giving you an average cost if you are selling an item a day of 0.71. Now, if you are selling, let's say 2 items a day, I know that only makes 14, but just we are looking at this from the point of view of getting an idea. So every day that's costing you 0.36. So it's 0.36, it's pence, cents, whatever it is, it's 0.36. So whatever your currency is. So that means your product, you have got to add in to your budget 0.36 storage cost for the whole 100 units over that period of time. Now then, this obviously goes to another stage. You're putting 100 units in. You're obviously not going to replenish until you get down to a certain level. And the chances are, if you're selling 15 a week, you're going to replenish and make sure that you're replenishing with it going into the fulfillment house. If it was Amazon, I would be going in once I was hitting 40. So that it didn't ever drop below. I would never go into these 2 positions here. I would class those as being danger zones. Those ones there would be areas, if I left it too late and Amazon were late at booking it through, I could be losing sales. So I would never go that late. This to me would be the optimum place for you to actually go in at week 5. So can you see how you've got to get your supply chain right, which is a whole other subject as well. But you can see here, you've got to work out your cost. It's easy to say it's only going to cost me 0.09. What you've got to work out is the real cost over the period of time to the number of units you're going to store and how quickly they're going to sell. Now, at the very beginning, it may be a guesswork scenario because you don't know, because you haven't launched the product yet. But once you've got some sales history, you can do this and be pretty accurate. And if it's a seasonal product, you're going to know when you're going to have your peak spikes in demand and when you're going to have your low dips where there's no room for sales. So that means you're also going to be working out when you've got to have that high volume of stock to when you've got to have that low volume of stock. So this can turn into a massive, massive exercise on a product if you want to. Or you can keep it fairly simple as I've done here and get yourself a mean average that you can put in and know that it's going to cover the bases. What you've got to do now is go away and do a little bit of homework, and this is your homework for the moment. Go and price out how much it's going to cost for you to keep some stock in a fulfillment house service. Now you need to know how many sales you're going to have per week. So you need to know what your buying units are perhaps from the wholesaler or the manufacturer or the distributor. And are they going straight into somewhere like Amazon for fulfillment? If they're going straight into Amazon, how long is it going to take you to sell those units down? So if you're buying 100, are you going to sell 100 within 2 months, within 6 months? Or is that enough stock for you for a whole year? Therefore, you've got to work out using Amazon's price matrix what that stock is going to cost you over that period of time in real terms. Because don't forget, the longer that stock is sitting on their shelf, and if there's multiple units of it, the more money it is costing you. It is taking your profit. So people can find themselves very easily running into trouble when they have high storage costs because they have so much stock and they're not getting the sales. That can be a big, big problem, and you could end up with your product not making any money if you get the buying wrong. So can you see why you've got to work very, very focused on your supply chain, on your storage, and on your sales patterns? And this is what we do when we do some of the training, when we actually bring people together in a room. This is the type of stuff that we go into in some detail so that they understand their true costs, because so many people don't. Anyway, have a great day for the rest of it. Get working out your numbers, and I will see you on the next video.